Good morning. My name is James Spiro, and this is the Roadshow Plus event brought to you by Calculist and Perelmuter. I'm joined now with Tzvika Perelmuter, the co-founder and CTO at Capstack. Tzvika, hi.
Hello.
Thank you for taking the time today.
Sure.
Can we talk a bit about Capstack and what you folks do, please?
Yeah, sure. So Capstack is ultimately a marketplace between banks in the US. So if we look at the US banking system, so there are a lot of banks, which is different than Israel. So there are more than 5,000 banks. Most of them are small to mid-sized banks. Now, if we look, for example, at one small community bank in, let's say, Texas, most of its customers will come from Texas because it's in the vicinity of this branch. But this puts this bank in a very bad situation because if most of its customers comes from the same geographical location, what happens if, for example, there is a natural disaster there, if there is a hurricane or something like this? So those banks look for a way to diversify their assets like any other financial institutions. And what we give them is the ability to share loans with each other. So for example, one loan in Texas can share loan with another bank from California or from Miami, and by that it gets opportunities that normally it wouldn't get because they're not close to him, but in this way he can diversify his assets and become much more stable and much stronger. So we want to create the banking ecosystem significantly more diversified and stronger.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. Are there any regulatory challenges when it comes to state-by-state loan facilitation?
So not much, because banks usually have the same regulations. So when they participate with each other and collaborate with each other, it's the same regulation for all of them. So from regulation perspective, they have no actual issues. Actually, it's on the contrary. The regulation really encouraged them to do so because in this way, the whole ecosystem becomes stronger because they diversify themselves, and then the risk of this bank to collapse, as happened in a year ago when Silicon Valley Bank collapsed, becomes significantly lower. So
Okay, so they're looking at that lesson from last year and thinking, we need to protect ourselves.
Exactly. So that's why the timing become really right for that solution to come.
Okay, and why are you the solution for that and not an America local-based solution? How come you folks are saving the day? What were they lacking?
Yeah, so we come from a part. So like we're not a specific bank because one bank will never be able to do it for the entire economy. We look from the side and we look at all different banks and we offer them, all of them, like a network where they can collaborate with each other. Like one bank can collaborate with another bank, and by this way they can really work together and not one against another. And by working together, they all become stronger and the economy becomes stronger, which is good for everyone.
It's good for everyone's a winner. What's the response been like for the banks? Have they enjoyed the solution? What's it look like on their side?
So as I said, the timing was really right. So whenever we come to almost any bank any community bank, any small bank in the US, they all see this as a very good opportunity for them because they all look for those ways to diversify their assets, to become stronger and to become more stable. So they all look at this as a very good opportunity. And now we're actually working on growing our customer base significantly more because in order to make this marketplace work, we need a lot of banks working together with us.
Sure. And do you have plans to expand outside the US?
So it's a good question. Right now we're focusing mostly on the US because it's such a big market and the potential there is huge. Maybe later, after we get a very big part of the US market, we might also want to expand even globally because actually there is no reason why it shouldn't work for other geographics as well. But for now, the US market is too big to look for other markets as well.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a big market with a lot of money to play with. A lot of eager businesses there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Tzvika, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Cheers.